Good evening, Star Wars fans. Welcome to another exciting episode of Holotheatre. As always, I am Dan Tortaglione, better known as D Tortag1. Joining me tonight is the Lord and Sheriff of Gemp himself, Mr. Anthony Batmouse Howard. How are you doing tonight, Batmouse?
I'm I'm doing well. How are you doing tonight, Dan? I'm doing great.
I can't complain. Like, it's another episode of Holotheatre. We have two left on the year. So this one we have a lot of stuff to go over. I've got a lot of information, including we got some Outrider Cup to talk about. We got the NPC to talk about. Jared Napolitano has it so that he wants me to talk about a little bit about like some donation stuff, as well as some Twitch stuff. But and then I have some spoilers. Like we have some spoilers.
Yeah, we
I
got some
know
spoilers.
the list was released, the entire spoiler list, but we have images.
We've got pictures.
We got pictures. Like I know everybody's like, oh well, we can read the cards now. Well, now you can actually see what they're going to look like.
Yeah, that's the best part.
But the big thing that we have to talk about is this thing that Batmouse has been running for now 6 years.
6 years. I've run the GEMPC for 6 years.
Like that seems like a lot of time.
It is a lot of time, and it's a lot of effort. But the best part about it is it's gotten a lot of participants, a lot of players to play more of the game,
Mm-hmm.
which is always something that I'm very interested in. I'm okay with losing in the first round like I did last year, because it just tells me that there are better players coming to play in the event, and I'd much rather be out and be able to take an objective look at what's going on, than being in and having to like be distracted while trying
Mm-hmm.
to keep things going on. Um, so I'm very happy for an event that I started because I wasn't going to be able to fly across the country to go to the NPC myself,
Yeah.
and I wanted to give everybody else the opportunity who doesn't travel, who doesn't do things like this, to play in this very special kind of tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I think we've done. I think I've done an extremely good job of getting it to that point where the PC coming in last year and really throwing a ton of support behind it, and getting us there has been huge. And then this year's response is meteoric. Um, I fell a little bit short of my actual goal, but I'm still very happy as to where we got.
I don't know. You got 110 players.
I
Like,
know, but 18 more would have given me, the magic number.
well,
That would
okay. That's fair and all, but 110 players. Like, how many tournaments can actually say that they have 110 people playing Star Wars CCG, even if it's online, even if it's, but either on within person. Not a lot of tournaments can actually say that, and the fact that you got 110 people signed up for this in, I would say, what, the span of 2 weeks, essentially.
yeah, little less than 2 weeks. From when I actually opened. So it actually ran about 12 days in signups
Mm-hmm.
probably. Um, but from so the 12 days is great because that got us on the back end. Um,
Yeah.
but really that first day and a half was insanity. We went to 58 plus players in less than 24 hours had signed up for the event.
Yeah. Like I said, not a lot of tournaments can actually say that. So, okay, are you ready? We have the bracket. You spent a lot of time with this. Let's. Are you ready to spoil, like, show off the bracket? So, what you've done? Do you want to say like who helped you with this?
So I did get help, and I want to send special thank out to Robbie Rendon. He, after somebody blew up my bracket last night, he helped make sure that names got in at the end, and made sure that everything was proofed and good at
Mm-hmm.
the end. Um, Dan Tartaglione, you helped me and helped explode the bracket last night a little bit. Um, I want to send out a special thanks to Taco Bill from Basil on here on Twitch, um, for sending me um, tiers.
Mm-hmm.
You literally took the list and broke everyone down into tiers to help me everyone moved around and make it easier for me to just go, oh, here's a name, let's go, boom, 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 and fill stuff
Yeah.
in left and right. And then I also wanna send thanks to JNAP for everything, keeping us on track and helping throw a tremendous amount of support for this, and to Adam Fletcher, Echo Base Trooper, who sent me gem stats out the wazoo for online leagues, and
That's
really
funny.
like, where there was a, oh well, here, how about this or this,
Mm-hmm.
it helped me make that last second, like, all right, you get a half a notch up. And everything really happened in the tiers, but like how I pulled people from the tiers, was impacted by the numbers of leagues and participation and everything that happened.
Yeah. Okay. So let's get this bracket up. We're actually going to reveal this in the four. You have like essentially the north, south, east, and west brackets per se. So what we'll do is we'll go over each individual, and we'll go from there. So okay, I'm going to show off the bracket. The bracket. Oh, the bracket is now up. uh, so we'll start off with essentially the number one overall seed. You got any surprises about this one?
No, this one was not a surprise. This one is I'm happy to put him in this position. I'm extremely happy when people bring me foils for tournament and go, oh, here, this is for your deck because this is your deck. It's Captain Redbeard himself, Mr. Joel Olsen.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I'm getting. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like Joe. He's a great guy, but I'm getting tired of him winning things. Like, I know he came in what the top 16 last year of the GEMPC. He ended up losing to the eventual winner, or was it like the top 8 last year?
I think he made the top 8, and then he went down to Joker King, and that's still a massive run for what at the time was, I think, because it happened before like Texas Mini Worlds, was the
Yeah,
largest online tournament, and I think this one might be the largest online tournament now. I'm not sure,
yeah.
but let's say it is because it makes me feel better when we say that.
So okay, uh, and again, you said you're gonna have a few buys and everything. So with the potential to face off against Joe, you have Ehaw Baker or Archmage BB. Those are.
That's Gray Chevy Van and Aaron Kingery.
Isn't that Eric Hallbaker?
Yeah, Eric Hawbaker,
Mm-hmm.
but is Gray Chevy Van. But
Okay.
Archmage BB, that's Aaron Kingery.
Okay.
So we have potential for a little bit of like creative fireworks right out of the gate.
Eric Hallbaker is Grace Chevy. Yeah, he's in the chat right now. So okay, I like how they're number 64 and 65 respectively. And then next we have Advocate versus Grief Karga. Getting Scott right in there really fast. Like,
Yeah,
and then you have Ryan Saracen versus Adam CFC. So I don't know. I'm not really sure who Adam CFC is. I haven't seen him play, but the fact that we might have like a potential Scotland Girl versus Ryan Saracen, a battle of the Mind What You Have Learned club, is kind of cool.
you can get matching mind what you have learned club T-shirts at one point. They're
Mm-hmm.
gonna have to make that a thing, but they're gonna have to fight over who gets to wear the T-shirt in this round, and the potential for that is very fun.
Yeah.
There's a lot of in, th- for this tournament with so many players. There is like really going through. I'm like, oh wow, I would not want to face most of
No.
the people on this list.
No.
I
And you
don't
know
want
what?
to
I
face any of you.
having to play Scott in the first round of the Jawa Cup. I love playing against Scott, but the fact that he can play almost anything and he plays anything all the time is kind of what makes him a dangerous opponent.
But that's the best part is he can play anything at any time, and it keeps you guessing. And the ability to play any deck at any
Mm-hmm.
time kind of makes you just a better Star Wars player. I mean,
Yeah.
it almost makes you wonder, if that guy didn't do so much running around doing other stuff, you know, how many more games he would win.
Yep, I agree. Okay, then we have a little bit further down. So Matt Scott also gets a bye. He is your 4 seed in this bracket, I believe.
Yeah, seems about right.
Yeah, because he's number 16 overall.
Give me
Matt
one second.
Scott, he came in second at Worlds, so he had a really good showing. He only lost to Joe Olsen in the finals, so
Yep.
again, another potential rematch there. That's exciting, at least.
Yeah, and to be honest though, so when I seeded everything, challenge. That's where I build the bracket.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of funks everything up a little bit, which I really like that. And, make it all a little funky. So when I seed everyone, when I put everyone in, it doesn't tell me what the matchup is going to be, who's going to be where. It's really a guessing a
Yeah.
game, and then I take a look at it. I'll scan for potential teammates. But with again 110 players,
Yeah,
you're
110
kind
players.
of gonna wind up where you're gonna wind up.
Yeah, exactly. I feel it for you. Okay, and then after that you have Chris Westergaard versus London Sean. Uh, Westergaard, like Mr. Westergaard, has come up. Like he's always on. He's a really good player, and his son can like his. I don't know if his son has been tutoring him, but Jan himself is no slouch. So the fact that it runs in the family like that is kind of cool.
Well, yeah, the man, the myth, and the legend
No,
is
that's Scott.
is,
That's Scott. That's
well,
trademark Scott.
trademark shot. But he also said that to me a whole lot during Worlds weekend. So
That's fair.
I'm gonna give that a little bit of love to Mr. Westergaard.
Okay, and then London Sean again in the first round against Mr. Westergaard. That should be a fun matchup. And then a little bit down the line, Werfs, the number 5 seed in this bracket. Werfs is a really great player. I would say he's equally he's a good player as much as he is a good guy. So, I
Yeah,
mean,
good dude, super good
yeah,
dude.
he was on
Member
that
of the,
he was on that Outrider Championship team a couple years ago. So,
I think they won that or something like that.
yeah,
I
I
don't
don't
know.
remember.
USA.
Yeah,
A little biased.
a little
And
bit.
Endor Gentlemen's Club member.
Yep.
That's always fun to say. Endor Gentlemen's Club.
Okay. And then a little bit down the line, we have Winston P versus Saitier.
Yeah. So then Winston Plunkett and James Thorne.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Winston, Winston, the one who made a great run through the GEMPC last year,
Okay.
and he's the one that knocked me out in the first round. And then we got to play at Worlds, so that was fun.
Yeah.
And then after our game, let's go get some beer.
That's fair. So he'll be playing off against Saitier in the first round, with the honor of facing off against Chris Werfs. And then here's where the bracket gets a little interesting, at least from my perspective. You got Jared Napolitano as the 2 seed in this bracket. You have him as the 2 seed in the Joe Olsen bracket. Was this intentional?
Completely not intentional. I swear, not intentional. And then I saw it. And I'm like, oh, that's going to be lots of fun. That's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, like, let's see. Jared is, he's on the Outrider Cup as Joe's pick. He, in the chat, he actually just said FFS. So, I mean, they played at Worlds. They played at the MPC. How did you, like, I know you didn't set this on purpose. Okay, now I'm definitely making him do commentary at the MPC. Wow. Okay, Jared, I mean, I love you, man. I don't know. Don't look at me. This is not my doing. This is all on the Batmouse. But this is going to be, if it becomes to this point where it's Joe versus Jared, it's going to make for great TV. And you know what? That's all I care about.
That's kind of all I really care about. I mean, yes, I want to win. I want everyone to have fun. But I also want to see people go, I'm going to get you, Batmouse. I'm going to get you. I'm going to hurt you for what you put in my way.
Oh, I believe there's going to be a few people saying that over the course of this week.
I love it.
Over the course of tonight.
Make sure you get it into my DMs. You put it in the lobby. I'll see it. I want to see it.
In the chat, Joker King, our winner from last year, has said, "Don't worry, Jared. Joe is beatable in the GEMPC." Joe's not in the chat, so he can't really defend himself.
He cannot defend himself.
Yeah. Okay. Then we have Derek Jackson versus Kyle Kalin. Kyle, he's actually a really good player from Endor. Derek, I don't know where exactly he's from, but
Derek is up north. He's I want to say Vancouver.
I think so. Yeah. He's almost always watches. He always participates in the chat, so he's another good guy and everything.
Team Brohug. Hashtag Team Brohug.
Then you got David Woods versus Jedi MT. Jedi MT, I'm not sure who that is off the top of my head.
Yeah, I don't have it. I'm sorry. I have it in the system. I just, I didn't think to finish making that portion of the list.
But David Woods, he's always participated in almost every deck building challenge, so that right there has a lot of potential. That's Mike Kessling. Okay, I'm sorry. Wow, how could I get confused with that?
Wow.
Yeah, right? Yeah, Troop is Kessling. Okay, Mike Kessling. Come on.
No reply is David Wood.
That's right. Yeah, Mike Kessling. Come on. Mike Kessling. Oh, that's going to be exciting because then you have your boy, Thrawn 3661 versus Party McFly.
Yeah.
Brad Reinhold versus Marty. And then Brad, maybe we'll have like a Kessling versus Brad match. That would be kind of cool.
That would be a fun match. So I think they had they faced off down at the Dagobah regionals too. Mm-hmm. So that helps add a little bit more tension. Yeah. And that's Party McFly. We actually had Party McFly and Marty McFly.
What's the difference? Aren't they the same person?
So no, Marty McFly is Martin Denboff.
Okay.
And then Party McFly is I have a registration. We'll move on from that.
Yeah. Okay, and then
I apologize for everyone that I didn't pull the full list on, but
okay, and then finishing up the Joe Olsen bracket, we have possibly the nicest guy in Star Wars CCG, Brian Fred, as the 3 seed. I hate to say that might be a little high for Brian Fred.
Oh no, not at all. I actually had trouble keeping Brian Fred down. Brian Fred had a really good run, before the world ended with COVID. Mm-hmm. Top 8s and a lot of high finishes and stuff.
Yeah.
And so and it's B Fred. You can't.
It's B Fred.
It's B Fred. You can't
I mean, he did make the OCS playoffs this year.
Yeah.
He lost to Silver Glen in the first round, though. I mean, he got Silver Glen had the nuts, so it seems like that's always what happens to B Fred, though.
Yeah, I got a game against B Fred myself at Worlds, and I just happened to have everything at exactly the right time.
Okay, and then we have Brandon Beatty versus E. Spengler. Brandon, great guy, still working on that documentary for the game. He likes his mains, I know that much.
We know that. And E. Spengler is Gibson Yim.
Okay.
He is a NorCal player.
Yeah, that's right.
A NorCal-Duranian, if you will.
NorCal-Duranian. There's a few of them out there.
Yeah, there's a few. He came down for the actual regional SoCal
Let's not
Durango.
talk about that.
Some people were willing to drive 8 hours to
Hey,
make
hey, I
that
was
day.
more than willing to drive. I just oversold.
Didn't. Did
Oversold.
not. You did not do
Moving
the thing.
on,
You did not
we
do the
have
thing.
another OCS playoffs attendee, and Connor Britton facing off against Scott Trick. Connor, he's made the OCS playoffs a couple times. Like I know he made it last year. He made it this year. Last year he beat Brian Fred. This year he lost to Justin Desai. Really good player. He's the one who really invented popularized No Idea. At least the
Yes.
modern iteration of it. So Scott, make sure you're ready for that, Scott Rick. And then
And
the last matchup in the Joe Olson bracket is Lost Tome against the current Alderaan regional champion, Batmouse.
also the SoCal League champion and
Well,
the Constellation champion.
yeah, but you
That's
didn't win the team tournament. That's the important one.
that three things. That three things, right?
That's three
Three
things.
things.
But yeah, so how do you feel about that? I mean, first of all, if you get past Lost Home, you might be playing against Connor. Like, how does that feel?
Connor's a very good player. And we had a couple games at Alderaan regionals. I
Mm-hmm.
went 4-0 that day, so I'm feeling okay.
Lost Home, get ready for don't play mains. Get ready for Abyss and get ready for QMC because that's all he's been playing.
QMC has done really well for me lately. Not the other day against Stimpy. He kind of blew my brains out all over the table. But against everybody else, it's been great.
Yeah, I'm going to reveal all Batmouse's tech. It's more fun that way. Okay,
I like to play cards.
so that is the first bracket. Looking over it again really quick. The fact that you have again the biggest thing there that I saw was the fact that you have Jared and Joe in the same bracket is just insane to me. Like there's going to be so linked together towards everything now. It's insane.
I
Like
mean, when you get to the top tables, you can't help but have your arch nemesis.
Ooh. But I will say this: the match that I'm looking forward to the most in the first round has got to be that Eric Hallbaker versus Aaron Kingery match. Aaron is a good dude. You know, he's put a lot of effort throughout the years. Eric, another good dude. So I'm definitely looking forward to that one.
Agreed.
So let's get into the next bracket. This one is going to be essentially the number 4 seed overall. Our fourth on our fourth number 1. So are you ready to get into this one?
I am.
Okay, so
Let's get there.
the top seed in this bracket is All Stars 97, Justin Desai. How interesting that you're putting Justin as a number 1 seed. Like, I know he's a 2-time world champ and all.
Yeah, I was gonna say you could count his rings. I mean that's kind of pedigree enough.
Okay.
And then at nationals, I think he wound up number 9, just
Yeah.
missing the cut.
And then Worlds, I want to say he was like number 10 or 11. So,
You're on the bubble and you're a 2-time world champ.
yeah.
You kind of deserve to be
He
in
was in the
that talk.
OCS playoffs. He got to the round of 8. Got completely upsetted by Joker King, like on a fluke. But it happens.
It happens.
Okay, so going into this one, I think right off the bat, just looking at this one, this is probably going to be the most interesting match to me because it's Daniel Amore versus Brad Iyer.
Yeah, Daniel Moore, SoCal resident, and Brad Iyer, a super huge wrestling fan.
I mean, Brad has had like he's coming back onto Gemp in the last like year, maybe 2 years, but the dude has had some runs before.
Exactly. Um, and
And that's why I'm just like, to me, this one like stands out really well.
there's actually quite a few. I think there's two or three in this one
Mm-hmm.
that could be kind of very fun. Like, oh, I want to try it, and there'll be games I want to try
Yeah.
and pop in and see what's going on with.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And then moving along, we have Adam Trunzo versus Schmicky. Adam, who Minnesota guy, really well. He's played. He's did well in some of the tournaments. I know a couple of years ago, he made it to the round of 16 at the MPC. He top eighted at Continentals a couple of years ago. So he's always one of those dangerous players. And
Yeah,
then
very dangerous player, very good player.
we have S. Brenson versus Jade M1.
So that's Steve Brenson and our Inquisitor cake maker.
Yep.
Uh,
Yep. Jeff Johns. So that's going to be a good one. And then moving on into the number 5 seed. No, the 4 seed into this bracket is Drew Lichtenstein. So part of that team 9 million, probably their best player. He made it into the round of 8 for the OCS playoffs this past year. I say actually no. I'm saying he's probably one of their best players. Sorry, I stand corrected. Uh, he lost to MHT, so but still a really good player. I like his placing as in the top 4 spot and everything. Super solid, really good guy. And then he will face off against the winner of Dead Body versus Bring Him.
and so that's Garrett Larson, Team
Mm-hmm.
Brohug. Let's go. And Pierre Dubrow.
Okay. And then we have CRG Matt Lust versus Darth Crumb. So interesting to see that it seems like it's going to be heavy on this bracket. Seems very heavy on Team 9 million. I'm just saying, like I just looked at the bracket a little bit. That's 2 players right there for Team 9 million.
Sorry, guys.
But CRG, crazy runner guy, one of our guys who does a lot of stuff on the Holotheatre, so be rooting for him. And then we have Treadwell versus Solid Snack. James Martin versus. Oh god, the name's gonna Treadwell.
Oh, that's Jeff Levine.
Jeff Levine. Okay, there you go. Yeah,
Team
that's
Killer
right.
Bees.
Yeah.
Team Killer Bees.
So I think that's going to be a good matchup right there. Okay, moving on. Let's go and take out the number 2 seed for this bracket. The 2 seed for this bracket, I alluded to it slightly, but Team 9 million member Charlie Arlinson. Charlie, like, he's been playing really, really well. Top 4 in the OCS playoffs. I want to say he was in the top 12 for Worlds. He was in the top 8 at Nationals this past year. So, really good guy, really good player, really tough opponent. Like, I feel sorry for anybody who's going to have to face off against Charlie.
That's kind of the like running theme of this tournament, though. Is the GEMPC has always been a larger. Let's get everybody to play. There's a lot of really good players this year.
There is.
Like I like getting down past like 30 was like, oh, I don't want to play any of these people, and
Yeah.
then even I would prefer not to play these people down to 60, and then like if they catch you on a good day, or
Yeah.
are gonna wipe this out with you. There's not really an easy run
No, there
through
isn't.
this
There
tournament,
isn't.
and I love it. I would much rather see people like having a kind of a bad day of it and going from there.
Yeah. And moving on, we have Al versus Amnesia. Al, who's a member of the North Cal Alderend League. Really solid player. Like, I don't know if you haven't played against Al, he's a really solid player. Doesn't make a lot of
And
mistakes in or anything.
and Amnesia is Clay. It's Clay 8.
Okay, so that's gonna be a fun match to watch, definitely.
Now that'll be fun, and that's a NorCal. You could have driven to go play this game in person, but
Yeah. Oh, that's the worst. It's getting literally to the point where, yeah, it's getting to the point where it's just like, oh, this is gonna be fun. Like, and
like you,
then the
yeah.
next match is surprise top 8 from World showing R. Hendon, Robbie Hendon versus BRB 1097. Robbie showed up at Worlds like he wasn't gonna like he was so ready not to play, and then he makes the top 8.
I mean, he was. Somebody told me that you need me to help active judge, and I'm out.
Yeah.
Done.
Uh,
And then backs into the top 8 after I think he had 2 losses on the day were to Greg Shaw.
yeah. Yeah.
So those
Bill,
those are 2 losses to have.
Bill, you have not been revealed, and no, Bill, you're not playing me in the first round. We'll get to actually, you'll see it in a couple of minutes, but and then the next match is Matt Sperling versus B Butter 19. Matt Sperling, dude, came off a top like he was one of the he played in Worlds for Magic this year. Like, dude is one of those high class Magic players. He moved on into this game. I want to say he was 10th at Nationals. He didn't show up at Worlds because he was playing for like high real money with Magic this year. So,
Yep. And
and
and now he's in SoCal.
yeah, now he's in SoCal.
Joy.
And the best part is like he's teaming up with Justin Desai. So, dude's getting like he's
Oh yeah,
getting word.
getting top level tutoring going on over there.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. Moving on, our 3 seed of this one is going to be the man who always is on GEMP and always seems to be playing, Timo Dusel. Uh, Timo lost to Joker King last year in the finals. He lost to Joker King in the OCS playoffs this year, but you know what? He always seems to play. This is gonna be a fun one because Timo will either be playing Dr. Alec or myself in the second round. I'm nervous. First of all, because I'm playing against Dr. Alec, or I don't know how
I call it Dralic.
Dralic. I know he usually watches. He's caught me on this one a few times. I have no idea what he plays. I have no idea what to play myself, so this is going to be fun. But if I get past Dralic, playing Timo Dusel, like that's rough.
Stream it, and then we'll see if he's willing to bring his students in and get a real big audience to watch that.
Yeah. Like I know Timo has his pet decks and all, but the man is able to play almost anything.
That's kind of like the recurring theme.
Yeah.
On a few people, and again,
Yeah.
I really love. I just love how there is no like, I'll be able to make it three rounds. Like, bro, you might not make it through the first round. I might not make it through the first round.
You know what? If I don't make it out of the first round, I don't care. I'll play in the constellation just for fun.
I may have to build a constellation if I wind up there again.
Okay, and then moving on, Steve Buss versus the G-Man. I'm not familiar with either of these two, honestly, myself.
Steve Buss is European player. The G-Man is, I think he's new to sending an email. Yeah. But again,
And then the last match in the Justin Desai bracket is Polion versus Vinegar Pan. Polion, Jason Rendau. I don't know how to say his name, I believe. And Vinegar Pan, I'm familiar with it, but again, I don't know your name off the top of my head.
Vinegar Pan and John McFarlane.
Okay. But yeah,
he's a member of the Toilet League committee.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. So that is the Justin Desai bracket. So I think this one's going to be spicy. Like, right off the bat, like this is the one I'm in, so it's gonna be fun.
Team 9 million tries to take down Desai.
Yeah, that's what I think it is. But moving on to our next top seeded player, this guy I think has earned it this year. Like looking back in the last 2 years, there's only been three players to win majors. It's been Joe Olson, who's the number one seed, Hayes Hunter, who's not playing in the event, and this man, Matthew Harrison Trainer. Yeah, I don't know, like I do not want to be playing MHT at this point.
He's
Like
hot.
he's
He's
hot.
very hot.
Yeah,
Very hot right now.
MHT is so hot. But
I mean, reasons.
yeah, looking at his bracket, this one's going to be fun because we have Marty McFly versus Kevin Yap. Kevin, who does a lot of the foils and everything. Mark McFly, who's pretty good. I don't know, Bill. You're gonna have to pay attention.
You're gonna get here. Just
Yeah,
relax.
you're in this somewhere. And then moving on down the line, you have your boy, your Star Wars wife himself, Mr. Ryan Jelson,
That's right.
versus Davey Head. And then we have JagTag, Justin Miyashiro, friend of the show, versus the Emp. I believe the Emp is Adam Bott. Is this correct?
That is Adam. That is Adam
Yeah.
Bott.
So a battle
cool
of
dude.
Colorado players.
Super cool dude. You could probably even drive to go play this game in person.
Yeah. Okay, moving on. Yeah, Team High Ground battle right off the bat in the first round. That one I think I'm going to be most excited about. Moving on, we have a world champ in this one as the 3 seed, or no, as the 4 seed in this one. Tom Hay. Tom coming off top 8 at Worlds this past year. So good showing by Tom again, as always. Then we got Idea Track versus Sam Tashima. That's gonna be a good one. Sam is like one of those underrated players that a lot of people just are like, oh, Sam, No, dude's a good player.
No, good player. Yeah, good dude. Good dude.
Mhm.
Let me come and invade that Bespin League
Yeah.
when everything was online. That was fun.
Okay, and then we have Brad Kipple, who also was a top 16 player from the OCS playoffs this year. Really good dude. I will say this: he loves his Diplo. So, yeah, I know. Hey, don't blame me. You spelled Kipple wrong, by the way. Batmouse. There's 2 P's.
Okay. Well, luckily
We'll fix it.
it'll get fixed in league, or I can get it fixed here.
Yeah, yeah. We'll get somebody to get on that. Bill, why don't you go ahead and go over the bracket once we post it, and then you can forward it on to Batmouse with all the issues.
Yeah,
But
and here's the thing. It wouldn't be a Batmouse made bracket
if it wouldn't have errors.
if it didn't have typos. If
Yep,
it
this
didn't
is
have
this is
typos,
definitely a
it wouldn't be
Batmouse.
done.
This is definitely Batmouse. Moving on, we have Lawrence Kraft versus Your Hero. That should be a good one. And then on to, I believe he is the. Then we have a man who's. I can't believe you got him to play in this event. This is crazy. Steve Baroni as the 2 seed. Baroni as a 2 seed? That seems a little high.
I think he might fist fight you if you told him that in person.
I'll say okay. Baroni hasn't played since Worlds Online. What was it? Over a year ago? Okay, I'm really sorry about that, everyone. I don't know what happened there. Everything froze on my end. I don't know if it was because I lost Wi-Fi or what, but again, I apologize for everyone. I'm really sorry. So we'll get back into the bracket here in just about a second. So we were talking about Steve Baroni as the number 2 seed in the MHT bracket.
Yes.
So let's get back into that, and so we'll talk a little bit more about this. Not supposed to red button. Yeah. So okay, Steve Baroni is the number 2 seed. He will get the honor of playing Germs or Babadook.
Yeah.
Um,
Jeremy DePaulo or Vinny.
Vinny, yeah. Jeremy Hall is a pretty good player. Like he's part of that Team Albany crew. So I think that one's going to be good. And then here's where okay, Bill, you're still not yet, so still be patient, please. But Chris Kelly versus Tony Duva. Chris, who did not want to play in this.
Did not want to play.
Yeah, I don't know
And
why.
then I don't know. And then maybe he was so a little wrapped up from his. Oh.
Hey.
He's still a little revved up from our interview the other night.
Oh. I will say this though, Chris Kelly, man, you guys were so hard on him, and I got to give the man so much props for the thick skin that he has. Like,
what a sport!
Yeah, Chris Kelly is one hell of a sport. Like, I gave him crap, you gave him crap, but you know what, Chris, we love you. This game wouldn't be continuing in any sense of the word if you weren't taking the time to make us some wonderful cards. Speaking of which, we're going to do some graphics here later on. Chris Kelly will be playing off against Tony Duval. He will face the winner of Aaron F. versus Taco Bill Kafer. So there you are, Bill. You are number 39. How does that make you feel? Again, you'll be facing off against Aaron F. in the first round with the honor of facing down Chris Kelly. So, and then moving on, we have another member of Team 9 Million as the 3 seed from this bracket. Greg Shaw. Greg coming off a top 8 at Worlds. He lost in the first round to Jolson, so definitely deserves a top 3 seed here. And
yep.
Great guy. He'll face off against the winner of Sagnet and Dorsch. So that should be a fun one right there, Sagnet and Dorsch. And moving on, we got JJD versus La Forge. JJD, some say he's better than Chris Kelly.
Some would argue that.
Yeah, I mean, Chris Kelly, you have Chris Kelly ranked as number 26. JJD is number 23.
I said what I said.
Ooh. And they will face off against the winner of David Woods versus Rebel CPA. So that should be a fun match to watch. So, yeah, I like that bracket. That MHT bracket is going to be spicy. You got Baroni, MHT, Shaw, and Tom Haid. Like, that's a stacked and scary bracket.
I think they've all been pretty rough so far.
Okay. And on to our last bracket. I don't think enough has been said about this guy. The fact that he's our only 3-time world champ, probably the greatest player ever. You have him as the 3 seed overall. Bastion Winkelhaus.
There was I almost looked at this and went, you know what would be really fun is if Bastion were a 2 seed and in the Joe Olsen bracket.
Oh, but you got Jared there, so that's kind of fun too. I will say this though. Joker King's not playing. What would you have made? What seed would you have made him?
Immediate punishment for winning this tournament is that you are a 1 seed the next year.
So who would have been knocked out of the 1 seed?
I think it would have. I would have, for the fun of it, I would have knocked Bastion down to a 2 seed, and put him in the Holston bracket.
Oh, wow.
And then JNAP would have probably wound up in the MA. Yeah.
As a 3 seed in the Joe Olsen bracket.
Wow, that would have been a really stacked bracket, and I would have definitely tried to move myself out of there.
Yeah. Jared, the defending champ is not playing in this event.
I spoke with him. He said that he wanted to take a little bit of a break from competitive for a while, and that's the only reason that he's not playing in this event. and you got to respect that.
Yeah. Moving on with the honor of facing Bastion in the second round will either be Cal Aldred or Bren Derlin. So, good luck, boys. You got a huge mountain to overtake.
Yeah, that'll be fun. That'll be real fun.
Yeah. Then we have Miguel, who is a member of the Outrider Cup this year, versus Chino, and then the winner of that match will be facing off against Stimpy and Fungineer. So that's going to be a fun match, literally.
But I'm pumped.
And then moving on, we have a guy who some say is underrated, Gavin Ocherland, as he's a 4 seed in this bracket. That's interesting.
Yeah, he wound up being a 4 seed. But again, the 13 players that rotate around in this position are kind of a thing themselves. So
yeah,
winding up a 4 seed when you're following Dylan and Charlie Arlinson and
there's no shame. I mean, he made the OCS playoffs this year, so he's a really good guy. Plays a lot online.
Yeah, he's in. I think he's in like Oxnard or something. I think he's in Oxnard.
He's. I don't know.
Yeah, he's in California though.
Yeah, he's in California. But okay, moving on. CE versus Swerlock will be facing off against Gavin in the second round. Again, 2 players I'm not really familiar with that much, but I trust you. I trust your judgment, Batmouse.
Oh, that's a terrible decision.
And then Crypto Fist versus Bruner.
Bruner is I want to say Bruner is Cloak, formerly Cloak, and now Shane. He's a SoCal guy. Been away from the game for a little bit, coming back to it.
I like how you have Crypto in the Bastion bracket. That's doing him dirty, man. That's doing him dirty.
I don't think that's doing him dirty. Crypto and Bastion faced off a long time ago in I think the first GEMPC, the first or second GEMPC.
Yeah.
And that game came down to essentially we didn't there was no revert button, there was no undo button, and a misclick kind of led to where we wound up.
Yeah. And then moving on, we have Paul McPherson versus BSF. Paul, who was expecting to be part of the Outrider Cup, but didn't get the call. I think that should be a good match. The potential
Team Bro Hug.
Team Bro Hug. Yeah, I definitely like that one. Moving on, we'll have the 2 seed from this bracket. I like this one. I like Silver Glen is the 2 seed in the Bastion bracket. That's kind of, again, you're doing that's a lot of firepower against Bastion potentially.
I mean, it could have been like stacked the other way, but again, I want to reiterate that literally I put the names in, and challenge.com is the one that jumbles them all up. I make the seeding, and then however Challenge wants to put it together is kind of how we end up.
That's fair. Moving on, Eric Basso versus Ash Nolo, who what is it? I forget your last name. Yeah, Chad Lawrence. That should be a good one. Facing off against Silver Glen. Speaking of Ash Nolo, really quick, I just want to show this off because this is cool as all hell. Got my Secret Santa gift from him. This is just one of them. He went onto my Facebook and photoshopped onto "We Have a Plan" and maybe a kind of like a personal "We Have a Plan." So, thanks, man. I love this. If I play WAP, this is what I'm going to use from now on.
Yeah, and I love that because the Christmas gift exchange is one of the best things that we do. The community is great and all that, and Christmas gifting people is always super fun. Crypto, I've gotten crypto a couple times. I've sent his kids Pokemon cards and stuff like that. He sent me a cookbook one year, a Polish cookbook, which I literally have like I have already made like 3 or 4 things out of there, and I'm super happy about that. Um,
But
you know, that's a great thing that the community does, and one of my favorite parts of the community
hmm
is when you, oh yeah, these are collectible cards, but I would love for you to draw literally all over my cards.
same. I love that too. Like I love getting rearted stuff. So that's like the best thing for me. But let's get back into your bracket really quick. We got only a few left. Moving on, you have Tom Kelly versus Morgan 28. Tom, I'm surprised he's playing in this. Like that's spicy. I like that.
Yeah, coming back to the game. Yeah.
Yeah. And then Mike Turner versus Ron Bund. Again, that's a potential Tom Kelly versus Mike Turner. That should be a good one. And then the last section of the bracket. Again, this is somebody I'm surprised you got to play in this, but I guess with player of the year points, he won some. Paul Myers as a 3 seed in the Bastion bracket. That's oof.
I got quite a few good players to
And
play
he's
this.
in Silver Glenn's brackets too. So that is a potential top 8 OCS playoff rematch right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Paul played last year, but still. Then facing off, Paul will be facing off against either Ed Shen or Lux. And then the last 4 people we have are Tom Damon and Rambos, and Wake Cullen and Mall 1985. So, yeah, this is exciting. Like I like you put together a nice little bracket.
Well, thank you very much. Again, thank you to everyone that helped me put together this bracket. I, I, I very much appreciate the help of people looking from the outside in and just doing what they can to make sure that we succeed and we don't wind up with a hand drawn or MS Paint version of a bracket like we did
Yeah,
last year. I blame that one on technology though.
yeah,
That literally got eaten by technology. And
that's fair. So again, we'll have the bracket will be posted soon. We're gonna do like a bracket contest and everything, so get ready for that. When does the GEMPC start, Batmouse?
um, so I kind of want to give people time to get ready. Um, and I kind of want to get through the Christmas season.
Mm-hmm.
So how about this? How about you have your brackets, people. I'm not telling you that you cannot play your games now. I would prefer you didn't because I kind of want bracket predictions to go on for a little bit. So I would hold off until let's go January 1st. We're gonna start
Okay.
on New Year's Day. New Year's Day is when the brackets officially open. If you should happen to find time over the holidays to get your games in, private message me your answers. Do not
Okay.
post them publicly because I want people to be able to make their bracket predictions and go through there.
Yeah.
Um, Probably, it's 10 days. You can probably get your bracket predictions done by Christmas Day. So if
Yeah.
we do bracket predictions by then, I would still prefer that you keep your game results private
Mm-hmm.
until New Year's Day. But that's going to be a little hard because I am going to put up the league on Christmas Eve,
Okay.
and give people the opportunity. Um, you know what? That's fine because I'll put it up Christmas Eve, and then bracket predictions will be done Christmas Eve
Yeah,
day.
I was gonna say because I mean you're giving people over a week,
Yeah, that's
so
10 days. That's more than enough time to get your bracket predictions in. We'll close bracket predictions Christmas Eve, open the bracket Christmas Day. Um,
there you
but
go.
you're gonna get a little bit of extended time. I'm saying that the official start is January 1,
Okay.
but if you're trying to avoid your family on Christmas Day, you can get your opponent to play with you.
We see what Batmouse does.
I mean that there are a lot of Christmas leagues that happen,
Yeah.
holiday leagues happen like that.
Okay. So yeah, that's the bracket. We'll make sure it's posted and everything, so that way everybody can go ahead and vote on it, predict your winners, and yeah, I'm excited to play in this. I believe set 17 will be live for this one, so make sure you check out the cards and everything before you play, just so you have an idea of what you might be seeing. Uh, Speaking of which, let's get some stuff taken care of really quick. So, just as a reminder, the Outrider Cup will be starting January 5th. Bel I will be showing off the. I will be presenting the matchups for the Outrider Cup, so that's going to be a fun episode. So make sure you tune into that episode. Again, the participants are listed, so they are right here. Yep, it's also going to be. We're going to have Bill Kafer on to announce the NPC bracket as well, so that's going to be a nice, fun episode. So make sure you tune into that. Speaking of the NPC, again, we have 33 players signed up for it as of right now. So if you are playing, make sure you sign up for it. There's a bunch of all the information can be found on the forums, including the prizes as well as the hotel and everything. Also, today got word from Jared Napolitano that the donation tiers for 2020 are live. So you have from today until April 15th if you want to donate. I believe there are five tiers. So and all your money, if you donate, all goes to the PC. And make sure that we get content like this, all the streaming that we see at the events, all the events that we put on, all the prizes. This is what your donations pay for. So make sure you just, if you want to donate a little bit of money, just
throw a couple shekel the PC's way.
Yeah.
They do good work.
And again, they have the tiers and everything posted. The foil slip is going to be a foil Bo-Katan. The non-foil is going to be Coruscant V for Darkseid. And some of the other stuff, Darth Vader, Betrayer of the Jedi, you get that as a foil. So you all get all the stuff from the previous. So say if you donate tier 4, you get all the stuff from the tier 3. So if you want one of those cool boxes that Jared showed off on his show a couple weeks ago, make sure you donate, because that's how you get one of those boxes.
And there's also boxes available as part of the prize support for the GEMPC as well.
Yeah. I believe all of the main card designs have been taken, so they're not going to be doing that. But you still get some cool stuff. Best Guard Donor Glass Trophy. That's kind of cool. But yeah, if you got any questions or anything, make sure you check out the forums. Also, if you want to donate to the Twitch stuff, please do. You get cool foils.
The subscription program for multiple months of subscribing, and remember, you can use your Amazon Prime sub, and it's a great way to give back to the PC, and you're already paying for that anyway.
Yeah, and they laid out all the foils that you can get. Like if you just do 1 month, you get Communing as your foil. 3 months is the Grand Inquisitor. 6 months is Ezra, and so on and so on and so on. I think we have up to 3 years. If you've been a subscriber for 3 years, that's insane. And you'll get the Shadow Collective objective. So, yeah.
Well, I keep forgetting to renew my Amazon Prime every month subscription, so I'm willing to buy someone Shadow Collective.
I'll tell you what, I've been actually been paying money for mine. I think I have like 32 months or something like that. It's insane. But yeah, no, good foils. I'm excited for those. So, and it's like, yeah, if you have the Amazon Prime, it's free. Otherwise, it's $5 a month. That's $60 a year for free foils.
Free foils, people. Come on.
Okay, Batmouse, let's show off some stuff.
Let's do that.
We're gonna show off some. So I know everybody has seen the actual, like, the game text and everything for all the spoilers for V17. let's show off the images. Mind you, everything is tentative toward until the PDF is released. So if the PC, the design, the graphics team, proofing, all of them, they might change anything. So make sure you see if there's any changes or anything. But let's show off some of the images. So first one, we got a couple images to show off. So the first one is Deputy Director and the Officer Valen Hess. So two new Imperials. Both of them are leaders. One is an ISB leader. One's going to go over Colonel David John. The other one's going to go over Wall of Fire. Yeah, I mean, cool looking Imperials.
They look a little smug.
Yeah, a little smug. Like your typical
Smug.
Imperials. They look a little
Typical
smug.
Imperial smug.
Next up, Tragedy of Plagueis and Effective Demonstration. I really like the effective demonstration because it's almost from the movie. I will say this though, proofing, if you're watching, change the name from the Tragedy of Plagueis to the Tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise. Come on, please, for us. That's what it should be. Please. It needs done.
It needs done.
It needs done. Moving on, Kira. There's the image of Kira, the top lieutenant. I really like that. Got a good cosplayer image. So, no, it's proofing. It's 100% proofing. Change it, please. But got Kira yeah, I really like that. Like both your images of Kira were amazing. Like really good images. Unlimited Power. I guess that's designed by Scott Lingrell. So. That's kind of cool.
If Scott plays this, he automatically wins. I mean,
maybe. Then we have the Malachir Sith Temple Gateway. Yeah, that reminds me of that scene from Rebels, so pretty good.
Well, I kind of like it because it's going to let you play a card, and I'm really looking forward to the card.
Well, we're going to show that off next week, or in 2 weeks. Sorry, that's the end of the year stuff.
I'm still looking forward to it. I'm very excited about that.
And there's a lot of people looking forward to that one. But yeah, I agree. There's a lot of potential with this one.
Hunt down virtual.
Admiral Keelan and Bo-Katan. I forget what Keelan's from, but it's a new Republic Admiral. So good looking image. Bo-Katan, like that's you get like I said, that's the donation foil, and that's a really good looking image. Like she looks like Katie Sackhoff.
Katie Sackhoff.
Yeah.
Katie Sackhoff. What the frack are you talking about?
Kanan Jarrus, Jedi Knight, and the new Wookiee. I like the Wookiees, I really do. And then again, that just looks like Kanan after he loses.
I mean, Wookiees are great fun, and I know that people have been trying to make Wookiees for years. Let's get some Wookiee love going on.
We do. Life Day, bring out some Life Day cards.
Bring out some Life Day cards. Right? Let's go.
Be With Me, that's a really good image. Like that's the new Legend Helper. And then you have the Everything We Need, which is like essentially it's the Skywalker saga interrupt for Rey, but I really like that. That's a great image for Be With Me.
Absolutely.
Like that's gonna look great foil. My Parents Were Strong and The Rise of Skywalker. Again, both kind of helpers for the Skywalker saga stuff. Again, really good image for My Parents Were Strong, as well as The Rise of Skywalker. I like those. Those are going to look really nice foil. And then we have The Destiny of a Jedi. Again, that's now the new start. That's the starting interrupt for Legend now.
I can't wait to see that foil hit the table and then go immediately into the Lost.
Dang, cold man.
I mean, foil starting interrupts are while they're very fun,
Yeah.
they don't stick
I
around.
don't know. Like you can play copies of it. She used one. Move your episode 7 Jedi as a react. That could be useful.
I mean, yeah, it's a thing.
Yeah.
Gick.
Yeah. And then we got some sites. Kef Beer, the Ocean's Records from episode 9. Cool little 2-2. Let's Ben Solo, Han, or Ray here, 4 string -1. So it's alluding to the fact that we're going to light side Kylo Ren soon. Yay.
Wait, Kylo Ren is Ben Solo?
Okay, Chris. Skywalker hut. So cool little image for episode 1. It's going to go over the farm. You can pull, deploy Shmi or the Tatooine C-3PO, so that's really strong. And then the Profundity docking bay. I kind of like I like the fact that we're getting another non-battleground docking bay.
I mean, sure. Let's
make
It-
Keiko
it's a
10
thing.
times better.
It's a thing. I mean,
No,
it's
I
a
mean,
thing.
why not? I like this though. Like while Vader present gains a dark side icon.
I like that. I was
Yeah.
gonna say, um, I, if we're making 1.0 docking bays, can we make Grotto Werribee a thing again? Can we make a Grotto Werribee puller? I'm good. Let's get a Philo Gandish puller again.
Yeah.
Those were fun.
No,
Punishment for docking bays.
I will say, like, I'm not going to judge the cards. I've said my piece about the cards many times before, but I like the images.
No, the images are spectacular. Graphics does a great job.
Yeah. Okay, everybody. So we got one last thing to bring up today. And this is probably the most important thing that we actually haven't talked about yet. Or this is probably the most important thing we're going to talk about today. Because...
Tacos?
Huh?
Tacos?
Tacos? No, it's not Tuesday.
Oh.
Let's talk about the 2021 Holotheatre Guest of the Year. So, started this last year with Chris Kelly winning the initial guest. Right after the show, starting from now until December 27th, everybody has their chance to vote on the Guest of the Year. And we've had 50, this is episode 50 of the year. Like, that to me is insane. We've had a lot of good guests this year, and Holotheatre has been an amazing time. I know I haven't been here for like almost every show, but I love putting on Holotheatre, and what better way to get back to the people who are taking their time on a Wednesday night and to say thank you and to nominate these people for Guest of the Year.
Yeah.
So,
tip your hat to anyone in particular, if you would.
You're on the list, Batmouse.
That's what?
You're on the list for Guest of the Year. So, what we're going to do is, not only will you be called Guest of the Year, I'm going to get you a cool little. You see how I have like the graphics team, marketing team, all these little icons on my signature. You're going to get one of those saying that you are the 2021 Guest of the Year. I know. Okay, so I know if Chris Kelly's going to watch this, he's going to be like, where's all of my stuff for Guest of the Year? I'm working on it. Man. I finally have the stuff. You're going to get Guest of the Year. So you're going to get one of those. We're going to get you a little trophy. We're going to get you a full set of the Holotheatre host and hero cards. And you are going to be on one of those cards. So, like Chris Kelly, I don't know if you've seen it yet, but he has his card as Luke Skywalker, Jedi, The Last Jedi. You will be on any card you want as long as it hasn't been taken and as long as it is a
full
PC,
slip.
full slip image created by the PC. So,
And you're gonna get 52 gold.
Sure.
One.
52 gold. 52 gold. I like that.
52 gem gold.
There you go. So
Add
all I'm going to ask is everybody just go ahead and vote. Again, you have until the 27th at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific to vote. That way I can actually say who's going to win. Such nominees are Anthony Howard, and you can actually check and see when they were on to be as a guest. Anthony Howard, Paul Myers, Scott Lingrell, Greg Zinn, Bill Kafer, Timo Dussel. Yeah, Bill, you were on twice. Jared Konsker, Chris Hall, Ming Hao, Lenny Rubin, Adam Fletcher, Tom Kelly, Joe Olson, Casey Anus, Bastian Winkelhaus, Jason Randu, Andrew Moss, Chris Kelly, Hayes Hunter, Chris Werfs, Charlie Arlinson, Dennis Reinhardt, Chris Goglin, Steven Skilton, Matt Lutz, Matthew Harrison Trainer, and Justin Branch. So those are all the nominees for the 2021 Guests of the Year. And then on the 29th, we will announce it live and as a ceremony. So, yeah. I like doing this. This is going to be fun. So I'll be posting the link right after the show. So again, if you want to vote, please go ahead and do. You have until Monday the 27th, and then we'll calculate all the votes, and we'll announce our 2021 Guests of the Year.
Yeah, that'll be fun to hear who won that. Just saying.
Yeah, I will not judge anybody if they if you vote for anybody in specific. Batmouse. But yeah, it's gonna be fun. So that's all we have for tonight. I know the show went a little over. We had some technical issues in the middle, but I'm sorry about that, everybody, again. But yeah, so next week we are not going to be having a show. It is going to be, again, because of Christmas and everything, we're going to take the week off. Our next show will be December 29th as we recap the year, talk about a little bit about next year, and introduce our guests of the year. So again, I want to thank Batmouse for coming on, talking about the GEMPC a little bit, going over his bracket and some of the thoughts about what he's doing and everything. And then, yeah. Thanks for watching. Merry Christmas. Everybody be safe out there, and we'll see everybody in 2 weeks. Till then, have a good night, and may the force be with you.